Conor McGregor, man, he's a troll. I just he just makes sure doesn't roll his freaking ankle while typing. So
What up, everyone? Shaq here for MMA Mania, and hear ye, for royalty has arrived. He is the former two-division UFC champion and Olympic gold medalist. Peasants bend the knee, and false gods beware, for the king, Triple C, Henry Cejudo, is here. How's it going, my man?
oh, it's going great. It's good to be the best in the world, let me tell you.
Always, at all times, every hour of every day. Now, it's a special day, and we're going to get to it in full. You've got your new movie in full bloom premiering today, as of this recording, which is Thursday, October 14th, collaboration with Peace for Kids. We're going to get to it. Before we started rolling, Henry, you right off the bat, you say it's the king of cringe. So I have a little game here that I want to play with you.
Well, let's go,
Let's
man.
do it.
Come on.
So I did a quick Google search for the cringiest fighters. I saw what people had to say online, and so I put them in a little tournament bracket. So I'm going to pair them up. I'm going to ask you, who of these pairs is the cringiest, and at the end, we'll crown that person the court gesture of cringe. How does that sound?
Okay, I love it.
All right, let's do it. So,
There's no better judge.
no better judge on the planet. Yes, sir. Let's start. Luke Rockhold versus Tyron Woodley. Who's the cringier?
Oh man, that's pretty cringe, man. But they're two different types of cringe.
Very.
Because Tyron, like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to go with Tyron Woodley, man. Tyron Woodley is just super cringy. I mean, the dude has a "I love you" Jake Paul on his finger, and his movie sucks. But I tell you what, man, he can promote a fight. The dude can promote a fight, and he's got a mouthpiece on him. But really, his actions don't speak louder than his words. You know what I'm saying? He lost to a YouTuber. I'm gonna have to go with the infamous Tyron Woodley.
Wow, that was an upset for me. Now, again, this is what the internet is saying, not me, but Luke Rockhold was my #1 seed. Colby Covington versus Alex Volkanovski.
The cringe. Oh, that's a good one too, man. Who is the cringiest, right? It's the cringiest, right?
Yeah.
We're comparing them to the cringe. Well, man, I'm gonna have to go with Colby Covington. I really am. As much as I don't like Alexander the Average, I'm gonna have to go with Colby Covington because Colby, he spends a lot of money, man, on his art. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you nerds and virgins, like he's flipping the bill, man. It's a funny story because I just posted a picture of my wife like in a bikini. You know what I mean? I like to show off.
Celebrate, yeah, man.
And they were like, I can't wait until she's, it's just a matter of time before she ends up in Colby Covington's, his videos. And I'm just like, man, and I replied to that person. I'm just like, hey, man, I heard Colby Covington plays a lot, man. Have him call me, man. Like, we're trying to make some money.
All right, the next one I got for you here. I'm gonna reserve my comment on that one. Tony Ferguson versus Ronda Rousey.
Oof, we're gonna have to go with none other than Tony Ferguson, man. Tony Ferguson is naturally cringy, man. Like, my stuff is a persona, but there's people that are just naturally cringy, and when you're trying to beat up a pole with your elbows, going metal on bone, you're doing things like that and actually means it. I'm gonna have to give that title to none other than El Cucuy, Tony Ferguson.
All right, last one of the opening round: Conor McGregor versus Kevin Lee.
Conor McTapper versus Kevin Lee. None other than Conor McTapper, man. Conor McTapper has really turned into just the cringes of the cringes. Like he doesn't know where he's trying to hit the ball. Like he's just trying to find out where shit sticks.
You see how many headlines I just got out of you in the course of one question, Henry? We're gonna be rolling stories for weeks.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't know, you know what I mean? Conor McGregor, man, he's a troll. I just he just makes sure doesn't roll his freaking ankle while typing. So. Anyways,
okay, let's
Conor McTapper.
Barrel through the semifinals very quickly and we get to the meat of the conversation. So I think we got Tyron Woodley versus Colby Covington, a rematch. Who are you going to send through to the finals?
Man, I'm going to have to give it to Tyron Woodley. I swear to you, because it's so unnatural. He so doesn't see it that you just got to give him work. Colby Covington, he's playing a character, hits a persona. Mm-hmm. But Tyron, he just doesn't see it, man. He's just like, it's gone wild. You know what I'm saying? It's a circus, man. And I'm gonna have to give it to Tyron Woodley.
What a development. All right. Other semifinal bracket: Tony Ferguson, El Kakui versus the notorious Conor McGregor.
Oh my God, that's a good one. That's a good one. But I'm actually gonna have to give it to none other than Tony Ferguson, dude.
The
You know,
reality.
yeah. In reality, Tony Ferguson, he's just a natural cringe ball. And as much as people want to play characters, like, part of my character, I do reveal the truth. I just like what Uncle Chell says. I just turn up the volume. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to give it to none other than El Cucuy, Tony Ferguson.
That puts us to our finals. Tyron Woodley, Tony Ferguson, the two real cringesters in Henry Cejudo's eyes. Who are we sending through?
Man, I'm gonna have to get to the another. That's a close one, dude. That's a close one, but I'm gonna have to get to Tyron Woodley, man. I'm gonna have to,
Man.
yeah. He's just, he's just doesn't see how cringy he is that he wins the title. I think even Tony knows that he's a, he's a little off his rocker. But I don't know if Tyron feels like he is, So I have to give it to another than Tyron Woodley.
Well, I just lost out on interviews with 8 big name fighters, but it was worth it for the segment. Tyron Woodley taking L's left, right, and center. Unfortunately, he is your cringy court jester. Thank you, Henry.
Congratulations, but he got the crown, man. You win. You want to go, you got to go, brother.
Okay. All right, let's talk a little bit about MMA. Obviously, in the aftermath of UFC 266, we start hearing some conversations about Alex Volkanovski, Henry Cejudo. I know you're probably getting questioned about it all the time, so I want to flip it a little bit. For you, what is so compelling about a UFC return right now after your retirement, and what needs to happen to move forward? What's the next step in making this a reality?
Yeah, what needs to move forward is to book a legacy fight with Alexander, the overgrown midget Volkanovski. As you guys, I want that fight. I want to make history. I could become the first triple champion in UFC history. I can do it. I can stop him, and I would love to do it in Australia. How about that? In front of 60,000 people.
Why now? Why not a year ago?
Because he's proven that he can continue to keep winning, and somebody needs to stop him in his tracks. And I think it should be an American. If Dana White is that patriotic and loves America, then why does he serve me up, Alexander the Average? I beat him. I take the crown of the pound for pound best fighter in the world, and I take the crown of the best fighter in history. I just double dip, I triple dip in everything, and I become the first fighter to win 3 belts. It's a no-brainer. Just show me the money.
C4 blowing up, my man. You've been training with Zhang Weili in anticipation of the Rose Namajunas rematch. You're supposed to be working with Deiveson Figueiredo. What's it been like getting back in there and mixing it up with world champs?
Oh, it's great, man. It's beautiful because I'm able to see their mistakes and to see how far they have come from the traditional trend they've been doing to them come and seeing what the stuff that I've done. I mean, these guys have trusted me with my expertise to get them, to help them retain their belts, like both of them, and they're both at my gym right now. And I train with them. I train with both of them firsthand, like every morning. We go over tactics, technique. I'm not a coach. I'm a counselor. I can only counsel you to let you know this is what I think that I feel that you have to do, all according to facts. So what is it that how you fight, and how is it that we can win and break somebody down?
For sure.
You see what I'm saying? So that's where we stand, and that's just great, man. I'm still young, dude. I'm 34 years old. I'm not injured. I'm strong. But at the end of the day, man, it's all up to my boss, man, Uncle Dana White. And if he wants to make the fight happen, he will make it happen, dude. But I think both parties are going to have to be happy, and that's it.
Yeah.
I know I'll beat Volkanovski, and I think where the UFC's afraid is they're afraid that I'm going to have a one-off like George St. Pierre, but I'm not Michael Bisping, man. I'm not a sweepstake winner where you win one fight against a guy that I'm not GSP where I cherry pick. I'm literally going up against the guy that beat the 2 greatest featherweights in history, Jose Aldo and Max Holloway. That's who I'm going up against. But if I don't get the fight though too, like I feel good about it. I feel good about my career.
Oh yeah.
I'm satisfied. I'm
sure.
cool. A third belt, they still want to give it to me. One is because they know I could beat him, or two, they just don't want me to win a third belt. It's plain and simple.
Hey man, only a handful of people have done what you've done, and none of them have done it with an
No,
Olympic gold medal. Right?
No, that's what I'm saying. I won at one, so no, it's not true. Not a handful of people, because nobody's done what I've done. Yeah, there's been champs. There's Never
None
been
of
an
them got
Olympic
that.
champ.
None of them got that around their neck.
Exactly, which is the hardest thing anybody could ever do in the hardest sport in the world, which is wrestling.
Good segue. You know, often you hear people ask fighters, like, what's the biggest lesson you learned after your last fight, yada, yada. Obviously, you've been off for a little while, but you did bend the knee for one person earlier this year, and that is your beautiful partner. I want to know, Henry.
But to my offense, she did bend it first.
Yeah. Well, always got to win. The most competitive spirit I've ever met, but I do love it. It's why you're a champion. What's the biggest lesson you've learned since being in this relationship? In what way has Henry grown the most as a partner?
I just think, just having my wife, like my companion, man. Like, I was a single kid. I'll be honest with you, man. I was a player for a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? Just a bird, man, flying. Now I'm just kind of being a little more tame. Like, now I understand that I'm gonna be a dad, and I got to do things right, dude. I grew up without a father as a kid, and just seeing a whole new perspective on life, dude. That's My kid's not even born now. She's gonna be born next month, and we're naming our baby America. So as an immigrant son, as a son of Mexican immigrants, man, I love my country, and I'm just excited to take my career to the next height, and just to be the best father, the best husband this world could ever ask for.
Um,
Cringe aside.
and congratulations in advance, of course. I mean, that's amazing. Um, so you, up until like early in your life, I don't know if it might have been 17 or 20 years old. I saw different reports, but you did not sleep in a bed by yourself until you were how old?
I was 17.
17 years old. I want to know, what was at the time being, obviously you were sharing your bed with siblings and stuff like that up until that point. Do you remember what was going through your mind that first time you're laying in your bed all by yourself? And what do you think that Henry Cejudo would think if you met the guy today?
Oh my God, I remember I felt so lonely that night. It was
Wow.
a trip, dude. It was a trip because I was so used to having feet on my damn face, you know. And it was just different, man. It was just different. I had a sink in there, like I had a pillow, and never really got accustomed to pillows until now, because we never had pillows. So it was cool, man. People don't know that other side of the story with me. I was literally a humble kid growing up. You know what I'm saying? One of seven kids raised by a single mother, immigrant lady, minimum wage. We're on food stamps, government cheese, powdered milk, like all that stuff, and that wasn't enough. Just to kind of keep you in the loop. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's just I've always pictured myself here to be quite frank and quite honest with you. They'd be like, "See, I told you so." So I think the Henderson Cejudo today, if he was to see the kid that was 17 years old with that bed, it's like, no, I knew it. I always knew it. I told you so.
And of course, no better moment to take right now than to give props to moms, right? Your
Of
mom,
course,
moms all around the world, all the good moms out there. I mean, that's where the championship spirit is built, right?
exactly, man.
100%. As we start to wrap up here, Henry, because I know we're reaching the end of our time, let's talk a little bit about the new movie In Full Bloom. Candidly, I did not get to see it. I got the screener link a little too close to this. So can you please tell everyone about the movie and this partnership with Peace for Kids?
No, for sure, man. Well, In Full Bloom, it's a movie that's directed, it's post World War II, where you get these two coaches, an American man and a Japanese man, and they're all after the same goal. And they come together in the most purest form of competition, and that's inside the ring. And it's super cool because you watch the film and you think you're going for somebody, but when you start to see the other journey of that somebody else, it's almost like, hey, everybody kind of has the same up and down. Everybody kind of goes through adversity, and it's just super cool to be able to see these two cultures come together and fight in the most political way, and that is in the sport of boxing. You know, and obviously a lot of the proceeds are going to the kids at foster care there. The people here at Info Bloom are going to be giving a lot of their proceeds to them, because we do believe in philanthropy and giving back, and I think that's just the best way and form to give to kids in foster care. Is give an opportunity. A lot of them will be in attendance tonight at the red carpet, and it's just going to be awesome. And everybody wins in this situation, man. The mixed martial arts world wins. The kids at foster care win. I mean, it's an amazing time to be in America, to be an American, and to be able to give an opportunity to all. So you guys don't forget the film in full bloom out in stores, man. You guys did not want to miss it. Watch it with the family. It's a great story. It's one of the best storylines you guys will ever see. Mike Tyson loves it. Chris Cyber. We are all advocates of the film, and our job is to get it out there and to inspire as many lives as possible.
Amazing. Henry, do I have time for one more question before I let you go here?
Sure.
You mentioned Mike Tyson, so I would like to know it's been so cool watching your relationship with Mike Tyson blossom. What is the biggest thing you've learned from Mike?
The biggest thing I learned from Mike, man, I love Mike because he's a fair man. You guys have no idea how fair he is. As much as he could give it, he could take it, and that's the reality. Like Mike is like that, and I think that's what I learned from him. Is like you don't always get what you want, but you gotta, if life gives you oranges, you make orange juice. You don't make lemonade, man. And I think it's just his presence, man. His friendship, how genuine he is. It's ridiculous, man. I vibe off of that. I think that's why we became good friends. This is why I call him Uncle Mike.
Amazing. Henry Cejudo, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the time today. In full bloom, is there a public release date? Is there a theatrical release date or on
Yeah,
demand?
it's gonna be released tonight.
Okay,
It's
all over.
released today. Yeah, I'm sorry, on the 15th. Yeah, so tomorrow night. So today's a premiere. Tomorrow night, October 15th, in full bloom's gonna be out. You guys can look it up anywhere. You guys watch a classic, man. This movie deserves an Academy Award for crying out loud, and that's what we're aiming for.
Amazing. In full bloom, out everywhere, October 15th. C4 perhaps blowing up on Volkanovski sometime soon as well. Triple C, thank you so much for the time today. And I'm sure all the fans can agree with me when they say we hope to see you very soon inside the octagon.
And we'll be back, man. You guys stay tuned.